Faith is challenging, especially today, more than ever before. The first response I often receive goes something like this: I'm struggling with my faith. It feels difficult to believe. I pray, but it seems like I'm just going through the motions. I've read the holy text, but they don't speak to me. And with all these doubts and questions, where's the evidence? Are we just trying to convince ourselves of something that's only in our heads? First, don't worry, we all experience this. If you weren't grappling with these thoughts, you might not even be here right now. The first thing I ask is, if you knew beyond doubt that the Creator exists, would you trust Him? Or to put it another way, if you knew the Divine Presence was standing next to you right now, would you rely on Him? I believe most would answer yes without hesitation, 100%. That's where we need to reach. Faith is the step from our current state to that place of deep trust. But before we jump, let's lay a foundation. Faith is a choice. It's a firm, resolute yes. It's not maybe, or I'll see, or I'm uncertain. This is what I do. Faith is not just a vague feeling or a blind leap. It's rooted in trust. Do I trust in the divine wisdom, in His guidance? This is not about blind faith. Rather, it's about making a conscious, well-considered decision. This decision is not to be taken lightly. The Creator Himself has revealed that unless we are drawn towards Him, our hearts will remain distant. Only through divine guidance can we begin to truly believe and experience faith fully. I like to think of it this way: our limited understanding is like a small candle, and the divine is the light that illuminates it. Without that light, our faith cannot grow. And the divine, in His mercy, offers this grace freely to us at every moment, even as we speak now. But just because grace is offered freely doesn't mean we are automatically open to receive it. We can block it, ignore it, or worse, waste it. We must take action to open our hearts and allow this grace to flow into our lives. This is the key to seeing the divine more clearly and making a firm, unshakable choice to believe. Now, think of it this way. Have you ever seen one of those heartwarming videos where a child discovers they're adopted on a birthday? The family reveals a cake with a message saying, "Welcome home, our beloved son." At first, the child is overwhelmed, unsure of what's happening. But then it hits them, and their eyes well up with tears. They run into the arms of their new father, and they hold on with a love that seems boundless. The whole family gathers around, enveloping him in a warmth that is pure and unconditional. That scene gets to the heart, doesn't it? When we accept the divine message, something similar happens. In the moment of spiritual rebirth, we are adopted into the family of the Creator of the universe. We are His, just as we were born from Him in spirit. Now, when the Creator speaks to us saying, "You are my beloved child," we can open our hearts and embrace that truth. Like that child, we must accept the love of the Divine Father, knowing He will care for us eternally. This faith doesn't rest on human love. It is a divine, everlasting love that sustains us deeply, from within, more profoundly than we can imagine. This love has always existed and will nourish us forever. The key to this love, however, is within us. Even now, as we speak, the divine stands at the door of our hearts, patiently waiting for us to open it. If we wish to build faith, this is the bedrock, the unwavering foundation. We are born with this spirit, alive and vibrant within us. Grace is the lifeblood of the Creator flowing through us, allowing us to see beyond what we could on our own, to know what we could never know, and to act with the strength that we alone could not possess. But we must stay connected to that grace. Grace is not something passive, as if we were entitled to it. It's not about being spoiled. It's not something we earn by trying harder. It is a gift, an abundant gift freely given, but still one that requires us to engage with it. Think of grace as a relationship between a master and an apprentice. The master desires to impart all his knowledge and wisdom to the apprentice. The more the apprentice learns, the more the master invests. But if the apprentice grows complacent, if he refuses to show up, if he dismisses the master's guidance, then that grace is not fully realized. This is the divine relationship we have with the Creator. The Holy Spirit, sent by the divine, guides us. Jesus himself said that it is better for us that he leaves so that the Spirit may come. But do we understand the depth of this? How do we ensure that grace continues to flow? Every day, we take small steps to maintain that connection. The first thing to do is to engage with the sacred. Read a short passage from Scripture or any spiritual text. It doesn't have to be much, just a paragraph or two, but start there. As you read, ask the divine, "What do you wish to show me today?" Let the words unfold, and something from that text will resonate with you. Hold on to that and meditate on it throughout the day. This is a living dialogue. Secondly, prayer is essential. Prayer is the breath of faith. It is through prayer that we maintain a living connection with the divine, allowing the flow of grace to keep us aligned. But let's think of it this way. I am here, present, alive in the Spirit. The Creator desires to share his essence with me, and I must let go of everything else. I set aside the noise of the world, quiet my mind, and simply be. There's no need to speak, no expectation of specific emotions, no need to wonder if I'm doing it right. Just surrender and trust. At the end of the day, take time to reflect on your thoughts and actions. Where did I reflect the divine today? Where did I fall short? What opportunities did I miss to show love, kindness, and patience? Reflect with the Spirit, not with guilt or judgment, but with compassion and encouragement. Then develop a plan for tomorrow. How can I improve tomorrow? Let's commit to this, following not just ideas, doctrines, or rules, but personal, intimate understanding. This is not about dogma. It's about living a life that is truly in tune with the divine essence. Music, the divine life flows within us, just like blood through our veins. However, we often block or slow down this flow, which is what we call sin. If we desire to grow deeper in our faith, sin and grace simply cannot coexist. We must strive to clear the blockages. How? Through humble confession, acknowledging our wrongs, and laying them at his feet, no matter how small or great they may seem. Trust in his boundless mercy. When he sees a sincere and repentant heart, he cannot resist offering forgiveness. Think of the story of the prodigal child. He squandered his father's wealth, indulging in reckless living. But it wasn't until he humbled himself, returning to his father and admitting his mistakes, that he was restored. The father, filled with mercy, embraced him and welcomed him home. Similarly, the Creator waits for us to turn to him with humility, ready to offer us the same boundless love and mercy. Now let's address doubt. Doubt arises from two main sources. One is intellectual. If only this were the sole issue, we would have found answers by now, since the divine message has existed for millennia. The second source is external. Temptation from forces that seek to undermine our faith. The closer we get to truth, the more intense these doubts may become. But if you're battling doubt, just for a moment, take a step back and examine these thoughts. Were they really? Temptations will come, and we must cast them aside. Some challenges can be overwhelming, enough to make us feel like giving up. We might think, I can't do this. I'm too weak. But remember, the Creator is strong. He allows us to face these trials to test the depth of our faith. He already knows where we stand, but he wants us to discover it for ourselves. If there's one thing I could shout from the rooftops, it would be this: faith is not about feelings. Ask yourself, do you think that pure spiritual faith relies on human emotions? Sure, emotions are real, but do you think the early believers The thousands of saints who endured suffering and martyrdom did so because of a feeling. Mother Teresa once said she felt nothing, but she continued to serve. We all long for a tangible sense of the divine presence to reaffirm our faith, but that's not true faith. Feelings are fleeting, unreliable, and sometimes even influenced by external factors, like what we ate. True faith is rooted in something deeper than transient emotions. It's grounded in the core of our soul. Today, you might feel strong, and the Creator has certainly granted you that strength. But know that the enemy also knows your strength and seeks to keep you locked in the realm of fleeting emotions. Sometimes you'll feel confident in your faith, and sometimes you won't. But faith is not about feelings, it's about trust. It's about trust in the Creator when feelings fail. Faith is when you can say, I don't feel you right now, but I know you are with me. That is when your faith is the strongest. That is the question we must ask ourselves every day. Are we living faith as a choice, not a feeling? I don't just feel it, I live it. Knowing the Creator is here with me is more solid than any emotional high. I know He's closer to me than I am to myself. I know He hears my smallest prayers, and He answers in the way He deems best for me. I know His Spirit lives within me, even as we speak. I know He will forgive me, no matter how many times I falter. I know He loves me, just as He loves His beloved, His chosen. Imagine that. How do I know this? Because He has promised it. My trust in Him is stronger than my trust in anyone else in the universe. Beyond that, faith doesn't wait for signs or proof. It's not based on evidence or emotions. Blessed are those who believe without seeing, hearing, or feeling. Faith is about trust. Do I trust the Creator, the one who holds the universe in His hands? Thank you for staying with me to this point. This part is always tough to say, but we need your support. If you want to help this channel grow and reach more people in different parts of the world, we'd be deeply grateful for your support. I provided some links below to show how you can contribute. I sincerely appreciate every single one of you. I pray for everyone who watches these videos that the message reaches the hearts it's meant to touch. I will do my best to honor that responsibility. May the Creator bless you all. I know He loves you, and I do as well.